So it's been a really interesting week here at MarketPro. We've closed out some really cool CMO executive level searches, and I've had multiple conversations with CEOs kind of on where they're going with the CMO role, the importance of the CMO role for their organization, and how it's changed over the last few years. And what's really interesting is I don't think there's ever been a more important time to have a top CMO than right now. And when you look at what's going on from a customer experience perspective and how that's changing and how that's so important now, and I don't care if you're a B2B company or a B2C company, customer experience is critical. And that's not just within marketing, right? It's driven by the CMO and it's driven by marketing, but every area of your organization needs to be focused on the customer experience. And so the CMO drives that, and their ability to drive that across all departments and cross-functioning across the organization is so critical. And that's much different than the way the CMO role was 5-10 years ago. Then add to that, now we're going through digital transformation 2.0 in most organizations, and how quickly digital is continuing to evolve and change. And so then as we go through digital transformation 2.0, and those budgets are now shifting and more money is being spent online, and what's the right way to allocate the budget for maximum ROI? And you've got CMOs dealing with things like artificial intelligence and voice search and lots of things that have changed and will continue to change. What does that mean for your organization, and how can your organization grow? And it's pretty interesting because 10 years ago, if you asked me how many CMOs are A players out of the universe of people that are qualified and in that role, I would have told you 20-25% of CMOs are really top notch. And now, as much as marketing's changed over the past 5 years, not all of those A players have kept up. Some new players have come in and some have fallen off, but there's a much smaller percentage of people that qualify in our mind as A players. And as we interview candidates for our clients, we are interviewing more talent today to get to that short list of candidates than we did 10 years ago, because not as many candidates are getting through those screens. So as it's taking us more time to get you the same level of talent or the same qualified talent as we did, that has nothing to do with you or your business, but it has to do with how much marketing has changed and how important the CMO role is within the organization, not just from a marketing perspective, but from a thought leadership perspective on culture and really being someone who can cross-functionally drive the organization forward. So now as we look at that and we say, all right, compared to 10 years ago, as we sit here today, fewer candidates, fewer people that are a CMO or the potential to become a CMO based on their career, less and less of them are qualified as A players in our mind. And that is interesting because the CMO role has never been more important. And then when you add to that, because of the pace of change and because of everything that's going on as marketing is evolving, the gap between an A player and a B player is also widening. So there's fewer of them, and the importance of having one has never been greater, because the difference between having an A player in the CMO role and a B player in the CMO role is astronomical.